Weeks later, Obinna went to seek for Uloma's hand in marriage. Obinna promised to love and cherish Uloma. He promised to treat her right. Uloma and her family were so happy. They felt at last God has smiled on us again and remembered us. The wedding was fixed, and it was a very beautiful day for Uloma and her family, even though she was confined to her wheelchair. Finally, Uloma was now married to Obinna, and they both made a great couple. Obinna got a maid that helps Uloma with everything that needs to be done so that she does not stress herself due to her condition. Months later, Uloma got pregnant. Finally, Uloma gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl, Chinedu and Adaeze. Obinna was so happy. Finally, he is now a father. His friends now call him Baba Ejima. He was so happy. Uloma got support from her family and Obinna's family, and everything went well for Uloma. Years later, things began to change. Obinna was no longer a loving husband. He comes home late from work. He cared less about Uloma. He even stopped the housemaid from working for his wife, and to crown it all, he started calling her handicapped. Uloma was confused. She called him and tried to seek clarity from him, but he always told her he was so busy. Due to the fact that she has no one to assist her, she finds it very difficult to move around the house and do some certain domestic work. Most times she had to beg Obinna to get her foodstuff from the market when coming back home from work. One day, Obinna called his friend Ikechukwu and told him he wants a divorce. Ikechukwu was surprised. Ikechukwu asked why. Obinna told Ikechukwu to meet him at his office, let them discuss better. Getting to Obinna's office, Ikechukwu called Obinna with a young lady making out in his office. He was shocked and disappointed at Obinna. The lady was told to leave the office, and Obinna told Ikechukwu that he really wants to divorce Uloma. Ikechukwu reminded him, do you remember that it took us time before we were able to get Uloma on our side after all you did to her? Have you forgotten you put her into that condition that she is right now? She has been through a lot because of you, and you want to divorce her. Why? This is not fair. What exactly has she done to you? And what about the children? Obinna answered, I only married her because I wanted her to bear me children. After all, it was her mother that laid the curse on me. She is beginning to irritate me, and her presence pisses me off. Please, I want to divorce her. I don't need her anymore. And as for the children, I would have full custody of them. Ikechukwu told Obinna, you are making a big mistake, which you would definitely regret. I don't want to be part of this. I don't have a hand in this. You are on your own. Ikechukwu walked out of Obinna's office. Obinna got home very late as usual. Uloma greeted him and tried to have a conversation with him. Obinna immediately told her, I want a divorce. Uloma was shocked. So many questions went through her mind. She asked Obinna, why? What have I done wrong this time? Obinna answered, I can't continue to live with an handicapped in my house. You don't get things done in the house. Everywhere is always scattered and things are never in place in this house. Uloma told him, have you forgotten that you stopped the maid from coming? And ever since then, I have been trying my best to get things done, even though I have no one to support me. Obinna, you called me an handicapped. Have you forgotten that you were the one who put me in this condition? I was on my own when you came to me. I forgave you. I never knew that you have an interior motive. You used me to have kids because no other woman could bear children for you. You were never sorry for what you did. This is the second time you deceived me, and I fell for it. My God will judge between me and you. I am going to finally leave you for good, and this time there is no coming back. The next day, Uloma called Ifeanyi, her brother, to come pick her up. Obinna never allowed Uloma to go with the kids. He took the kids from her. Uloma was broken once more. She regretted ever giving Obinna a second chance. The shame was so much for Uloma and her family. Uloma moved on with her life. This time, she vowed not to be depressed. Rather, she would stand up and fight for herself. She was going to do everything it takes to be happy even in her situation. She was allowed to see her children occasionally. She assisted her mother in her business and saved up some money for herself. Obinna, on the other hand, was always seen with different women. He lived a reckless life. He felt his money can buy him or get him whatever he wanted. Chinedu and Adaeze, his children, were left in the mercy of the maid who treated them the way she likes. They were used to see their father Obinna coming home with different women. They were too young to do anything. Years later, Obinna fell ill. He decided to go to the hospital after all attempts to get well failed. He was advised by the doctor to carry out a number of tests, which he did. When the test results came out, the doctor told him, "I have a bad news for you." He asked the doctor, "What is it?" "I have enough money to treat myself and take care of myself." The doctor laughed and answered him, "You have HIV and AIDS." At that moment, Obinna knew that his world was over. He was advised by the doctor to see a counselor to help him through this journey. One day, while Uloma was helping her mother at the store, a young man came to get something from the store. He saw Uloma on her wheelchair. He thought to himself, "How can this beautiful woman be on a wheelchair?" He called Uloma and asked her, "What happened to her and why is she on a wheelchair?" Uloma told him her story. He listened to Uloma. He felt pity on her. He told Uloma she can still get back on her feet again. She said it is only if a miracle happens. The young man then told her there is a hospital at a nearby city where they specialize on issues like this. "I have seen a lot of people come out walking again." He advised Uloma to go there and find out. He also advised her not to lose hope of walking again. Uloma's family, hearing about this, were so happy. After getting information from the hospital, Uloma was given a date to come to the hospital for her surgery. She went for the surgery, which took about 5 hours. The surgery came out successful. After the surgery, Uloma was taken to the woman's ward where she recovered. She was given a personal doctor who helped her to move around. In less than 6 months, Uloma was back on her feet. She could walk again. At this time, Obinna was very sick. He could hardly get up from the bed. He called his friend Ikechukwu to help him plead with Uloma to forgive him and come and get the kids. He no longer have anyone to take care of the kids. That day, Uloma got ready with the help of her family members to pick up the kids. They were both 12 years at this time. As Uloma walked into Obinna's compound, Ikechukwu was the first to see her. He was shocked. He cleaned his eyes to be sure of who he was seeing. He called out, "Uloma, is this you? You can walk again." She said yes. As she walked into the living room, she saw Obinna lying on the chair. Obinna was also shocked. He shook his head and said amidst tears, "Uloma, please forgive me. I know I have really wronged you and don't deserve your mercy, but please find a place in your heart to forgive me." Uloma told him, "Forgiveness is not in my hands to give. I have forgiven you a long time ago and left you in the hand of God to judge you. Anyways, I am not here to see you. I came to pick the kids." Adaeze and Chinedu came out. They were so happy to see their mother walking. They held her tight and told her, "We have missed you, mommy. We are ready to go live with you." Uloma, with the help of her family, packed Adaeze and Chinedu's luggages and they all went home. Obinna kept crying. He wished he had listened to Ikechukwu, his friend, when he warned him. He looked back at his life and realized he lived a wasted life. He was so arrogant and cared less about anybody. He thought his money could buy him whatsoever he wants, but now he is lying on the bed, hopeless. If not for Ikechukwu, who comes regularly to see him, he would have long been gone. No one wants to come close to him because of the smell coming out from his body due to his condition. His condition was so bad that his whole family abandoned him. 2 months later, Uloma and her family had the bad news that Obinna is gone. The only thing Uloma felt was pity. She whispered to herself, "What a life! What am I going to tell the children, and how would the children take the news?" She promised to do all she can to take care of her children. Obinna, weeks later, was laid to rest. Days later, Ikechukwu and Obinna's lawyer came to see Uloma and her family. Obinna, before he died, willed all that he had left to Uloma and the kids. The house, landed properties, his cars, and some money. The lawyer handed over the document to Uloma and told her they now belong to you and the kids. Uloma thanked Ikechukwu for being there for her and the kids. She thanked him for always defending her back then and also fighting for her. After Ikechukwu and the lawyer left, Uloma thought of what to do with the properties. She decided, instead of moving into that apartment that brings bad memories to her, she would rather sell it and get a better apartment with the money. And for the other landed properties, she would share it between her children equally. And part of the money, she would use it to take care of the children, expand her business, support her family, and keep the rest for her children. Months later, she was able to sell Obinna's apartment and get herself a better apartment. She moved in with her children and pleaded with her mother to come live with her. She supported her family in every way she could because they stood by her all through her life crisis. She finally got back her life. She now owns a very big business and have a peace of mind. From that day on, Uloma and the family lived a very happy life.